Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining and learning A2 grammar with me. Invest some minutes into your German grammar skills and you will see how fast you will improve. We will continue with our Wechselpräposition. Let's go! So last week we had Präpositionen mit Dativ und Akkusativ. Those prepositions change their case depending on how you use them. The thing that can help us to decide is especially the question word. Wo for Dativ, wohin for Akkusativ, and wann is also Dativ. We will focus now on Dativ and Akkusativ with wo and wohin. This is the, let's say, hardest part, if you want. You know that wo means where and wohin means towards where. Now you have a verb which is fahren, to drive. And now you think, okay, this is easy. Driving is a movement. And we learned before that movements are always wohin, right? But this is not so easy. As you can see in our picture here, the car is driving on the highway. Even though driving is a moving verb, a verb with a movement, not static, the meaning is different because we don't have a position change. He's even here, he's at the highway and he's still at the highway. So if you want to say he's driving on the highway, das Auto fährt auf der Autobahn. The question word, wo, Dativ, you know this. Wo fährt das Auto? Auf der Autobahn, on the highway. If you have now a street next to the highway, so we're not there yet, and we want to go on the highway, we have to say, das Auto fährt auf die Autobahn. Now it changes. It becomes Akkusativ because the position changed. Wohin fährt das Auto? Towards where is the car driving? To the highway. This is what it means. We will practice a little bit together. We have an example here. Sie geht an die Kasse. She goes to the cashier or to the cash register. An die. Akkusativ because it is wohin. Sie steht an der Kasse. She's standing at the cash register. Wo steht sie? An der Kasse. This example is a little bit easier because we have to go, a typical movement, and stehen, a typical static verb, to stand somewhere. But even here we can say different things, but I don't want to overcomplicate it. So you can press pause, do the exercise, and then we will compare. Okay, let's see. Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. The book stands or lies on the table. Stell den Wagen bitte vor die Garage. Please put the car in front of the garage. Meine Schwester lebt in der Schweiz. My sister lives in Switzerland. Wo? Where? In der Schweiz. Dativ. Maria sitzt auf dem Sofa. Maria sits on the sofa. Sandra geht schnell über die Straße. Sandra goes quickly over the street. Wohin geht sie? Über die Straße. Akkusativ. Eva sitzt zwischen mir und ihrer Tante. Wo sitzt Eva? Dativ. Steck den Brief in die Tasche. Put the letter into the bag. Schreib die Adresse auf den Zettel. Write the address on the paper. The last two are a little more special. I will tell you why. Ich gehe in dem Park spazieren, or ich gehe in den Park spazieren. Here we have both options because we have to go for a walk. Of course, we have a direction, we have a movement, but you can also say it as an activity, which grammatically speaking is static, like fahren auf der Autobahn. So in this case, in Dativ, it would mean I go for a walk in the park. In Akkusativ, it would be I go to the park to have a walk. It is super small, the difference, so don't stress yourself too much. Speaking from experience, if you did everything else correct, you can be proud of yourself and you don't have to stress about this special case. And the second one, das Kind läuft auf der Straße. Das Kind läuft auf die Straße. Again, both is possible, which is okay. It's not a big deal. One means the kid is walking on the street, or the kid is walking into the street. So it wasn't on the street before, and it's walking on the street, like our car on the highway. So it really depends what you want to say actually with your statement. Here we have a similar exercise. Please fill in the blanks. Pay attention, especially to the last one, because this refers to a grammar, which is important. Let's compare. Was steht in dem Brief? What is written in the letter? Der Hund sitzt unter dem Tisch. The dog sits under the table. Sie trägt den Hund vor die Tür. She carries the dog in front of the door. Sie nimmt das Buch in die Hand. She takes the book into her hands. Setz dich bitte neben deinen Onkel. Please sit next to your uncle. So don't forget, things in front of nouns are almost always also conjugated. Dein Nominativ becomes deinen Akkusativ, deinen Onkel. If you wanted to say the dog sits under your table, you would say, der Hund sitzt unter deinem Tisch, Dativ. So I just want to emphasize it, even though you think maybe it's not so important. But just because you learn new grammar, do not do the mistake and forget the old grammar. This happens quite often, it's natural, but you shouldn't forget the things you learned. Here we have a last exercise. This will be like your homework if you want, an interactive thing. Do it if you want. I can only recommend it. Try to do this. You can write it in the comments below. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can just mouth it and say it, whatever suits you. Thank you so much for your support. Don't give up. Keep learning. It can only get better. You can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. I do also live Zoom meetings and explain grammar, whatever you want. If you want to practice talking twice a week, I will see you there. I will maybe see you here again, I hope. Wednesday is the next video about Karim and Ruby, if I'm not mistaken. Have a good week, stay safe, and I see you then. Bye!